the Aesthetic Podcast from Local Women Magazine. This podcast is brought to you by BTL Aesthetics Ireland, supporting clinics with aesthetic solutions.
Hi and welcome to Local Women Aesthetic Podcast. I'm Emma Heaney from Elite Aesthetics in Derry, and today I'm joined by the wonderful Aine Larkin from Younique Aesthetics. Aine is the founder of Younique Aesthetics, Belfast, Newry and the Culloden. Also, she is the founder of Younique Aesthetic Academy and the co-founder of MAP IQ, which is just raising the level of education in the aesthetic industry. It's phenomenal. This lady is a powerhouse in the industry, and I'm honoured to sit beside her, but you know, I'm also delighted to say she's my friend as well. And we're also joined by the wonderful Paula, who's renowned for her skin specialty in Younique. So today, these ladies, we have got the most amazing front cover that we're going to talk about. And as it acknowledges that they've reached 500,000 treatments, I mean, congratulations, but also what a front cover. So if you're listening on Spotify, you're missing it. You need to get onto YouTube and see this beautiful front cover of the May edition. And also, Aine, welcome. Where is Younique at in 2025 and where are we going for 2026?
Well, thank you for asking us along today. We're very, very proud of reaching 500,000 mark for carrying out aesthetic treatments over the last number of years. We're so proud of the progress. There's been ups and downs, but we've eventually got there. And I can't thank my team enough, my clients and patients enough for supporting us and being loyal to us throughout. So we're so happy about it.
It's a massive milestone.
Yes,
indeed. It's a complete honour for yourself to be working in such an amazing clinic.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, it is such a milestone, as you said. And those clients still keep coming back. They're very loyal to us, which is absolutely amazing.
On that, so what's your secret to client and patient loyalty?
Well, I think really client and patient loyalty comes from the fact that first of all, we're a very tight-knit team and we all get along very well. Obviously, we're led by Leslie McGarity, who's our operations manager, and she organises a lot of events and teamwork events within our businesses. But that actually exudes out onto the patients and clients because they can feel that positivity coming from us. And from the very minute our patients and clients step through the door, we look after them, we take them aside, we welcome them with a smile, we'll give them time one-to-one and make them feel special, that there's nobody else in the room, only them, and organise their patient journey from there.
Yeah, and that's, I think, first of all, you've just mentioned Leslie, and I think to know Leslie is to love Leslie. And she is such a credit to you. And I think it's good I would love to have been on today, but I think it's great to give her a wee shout out as well.
Oh, absolutely. You know? And Leslie would love that. What you've just said about her there, in actual fact, I can hear that in a tune. She would love that.
Oh, that's good. Well, like you've said, I mean, I have been in Younique from on you when I first started in aesthetics. I am so grateful. You led me on a fantastic career journey as well, and I'll always credit you for that. And I've been in Younique and I've trained some of your girls years and years ago, and you're right, it's a family. They are a lovely crowd of girls, and credit to you all. But so that milestone is fantastic. I mean, 1 million front cover, but I mean, you work hard, you know, and that has to be acknowledged as well. So tell me, trends in treatments, where are we? What is your most popular at the moment?
Well, being in the aesthetic business for 20 years, I've seen a lot of changes and a lot of trends coming and going. And at the minute, we're seeing a big transition into regenerative medicine. So it's all becoming very holistic. So, you know, you'll have the general public coming into the clinic for various, you know, injectables, and then they'll maybe have some peels and microneedling and all the different skin treatments that we offer in the clinic. But also they're moving on to maybe, you know, treating the body as well, and also treating the body maybe with like more sort of vitamin supplementation and looking after themselves a little bit more.
Yeah, I do believe that we are. The regenerative medicine is definitely taken. I mean, we were in Monaco together, last year,
yeah.
And that was a massive. We went to a lot of lectures with regards to regenerative medicine. So I do think that is definitely taking a hold in the clinics, and people are looking at themselves from a holistic point of view, not just following a line anymore. You know. So, what's your favourite treatment to do?
Do you know what? I actually love a variety of treatments. It's the person, not the treatment.
Yes.
So you get someone in, you know what they want, what their expectations are, and you know that they trust you, and that trust is very empowering. And I really feel from there, you know, just delivering that treatment in the best way I can. And plus catching up and, you know, a little bit of the gossip and, you know, and obviously having the chat with the person as well. I really love that bit. So for me, it's more the person rather than the treatment. I love all the treatments.
I think too, as you say, it is the patient loyalty, and they're coming back maybe if it's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And we are blessed to be part of their journey, but also you hear about their family and how their children are doing, and you really do develop that fabulous relationship. So I would agree. Paula, your skin, what trends have you seen changing in the skin?
A lot of young people are coming through and they're preventing. So they're preventing any aging signs. They're getting onto a good skincare routine. They're starting to like collagen banking, which is a good term to use. I see a lot of young ones coming through doing like microneedling, peels. And you know what makes it so easy for me is that they're really interested in their skin and their skincare and what is available there and what modality is available there to collagen bank for them in the future. But microneedling, exosomes, polynucleotides, you can microneedle that all into the skin. I see that as trending now at the moment.
Yeah, I think, exosomes are, they're elevated, and polynucleotides have been the last year or so.
Yeah.
From an injectable point of view, but also from a microneedling point of view as well. And exosomes, obviously, in Europe and UK, Northern Ireland, etc., we can only microneedle exosomes, where in other countries they can inject. So, going on about exosomes, how would you explain exosomes to your patient?
Exosomes, I would really simplify it and just explain that they're like little text messages for your
really
cells.
good analogy. Yeah.
So it tells your cell to get firmer, get tighter, produce more collagen and elastin, maybe help with pigmentation. So they're just messengers. So I try to simplify it as much as I can so that they can understand it, because it's not only about doing the treatment, it's actually educating your client as well. And that just makes them feel so more comfortable in getting the treatment done as well.
And it empowers them in their journey.
It does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Collagen banking, it's a really term that everybody's sort of throwing out there. Treatments for collagen banking, which ones do you recommend? How would you somebody comes into you and says, I want to collagen bank.
Yeah, absolutely.
How am I going to do that?
Well, we do have a new treatment in our Culloden clinic, which is perfect for that, which is the Thermage FLX.
Yes.
It is radio frequency. It's a monopolar radio frequency. So we're going right down into the deeper layers of the skin. We're separating the water molecules from the collagen fibrils. So with that immediate reaction, you get a contraction. So immediate results, skin tightening. And it doesn't stop there. We're actually starting to rebottle the collagen and elastin, so you're seeing results right up to 6 months.
Excellent. So how many treatments do the patients require?
Just the one.
Just the one.
And that's the nice thing about it as well. With this regenerative attitude, you're not injecting product into your skin. You're actually making your own skin work for itself. So it's much more natural, organic, holistic, all those words. And that's what people want to
That's
hear
what they
these
want.
days.
They definitely do. And just one treatment, and how often? You know, is it 6 monthly, yearly, or
yearly,
just the one?
Yeah. So there, your collagen bank in there, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
And is that geared to an age bracket of a patient, or
you have to be a perfect clientele, but anything between 30 to 65.
Oh, lovely.
And you also need to manage client expectations as well.
Yeah.
But it's such a really popular treatment worldwide, not just in the UK.
And that's available in the Culloden.
Yes, in the Culloden clinic.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And do you have availability for an appointment? We're joking. Okay, Jim, we're not going directly home this evening. So Anya.
The Aesthetic Podcast from Local Women Magazine. This podcast is brought to you by BTL Aesthetics Ireland, supporting clinics with aesthetic solutions.
So Anya, when we say what about not injecting, we still do like to do I do love to inject polynucleotides.
Yes.
Certain amount of filler. I do find in Elite, filler isn't probably as much as I had been doing, but there's still a place for it. I think when you improve the quality of the skin, the integrity of the skin, then it's easier to tweak. I don't know how you're finding it.
Yeah, absolutely. Would agree with that. There's a big influx of clients looking for, as Paula mentioned, the collagen banking, the non-invasive treatments. However, there are people who still need to have that little push on products being injected in to maybe, fill the valleys and troughs, as I would say.
That's right.
And expedite things on, in a faster manner. And as well as that, we have to understand as you get older with a lot of the collagen breakdown and a lot of life events like menopause and just general aging and stress, that we have like accelerated aging, and our treatments are really there to ensure that they're slowed down and to fix that. So that's where we're coming from. But when someone's as I said, becoming older, they're finding their collagen not as good, then obviously these exosomes and these polynucleotides are going to give them a fresh new look by injecting them back in again.
Yeah, giving them a sort of boom.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
And when we talk about the menopause and the impact on the skin, I think it's lovely that you've got the younger clientele, but I think the menopausal ladies now, we're much more aware. We're younger, we look younger, we're dressing so we want the skin to match that. But I mean, when you're in the first 5 years of the menopause, I mean, you literally drop your collagen by 30%. And I remember a lady saying to me one day, I just woke up one day and looked old. And so that's really important to educate the patients, as you say, good skincare and the right treatment plan. And that's why it's good to keep them on the journey with you, because if they start with you on a journey, that journey changes and to meet their needs, So tell me about some of your other treatments. I know you introduced your BTL suite.
Yes.
That was last year, and it's doing fantastic. Let me know what other treatments you have. I mean, you've been very modest because I know they have an immense amount of technology.
Well, it's not all about coming in for your facial or your injectables. We also have the emerald laser. Yes. So that is fat reduction. And it's not it doesn't stop at fat reduction. It's actually for the overall well-being of your client. It's actually gives you more energy, you're sleeping better, your metabolism's better. And this is like a pain-free treatment again. It's a half an hour. It's just, you could do it during your lunch.
Yeah. The emerald laser, it's about protecting the mitochondria, am I right?
That's right,
I've done a little reading on it. We don't have that, but it looks like a half moon, and it's green, and it's non-invasive, and it's not like when you think laser burning or anything like that. It's not, you don't feel anything at all.
No. So I think, I see a lot more people coming in now looking to look after their well-being and looking from inside out. Like, we also have the Emcellature as well. Yeah. That has absolutely changed some women's lives.
It's a game changer.
And it's amazing, and it does my heart good to see lovely ladies coming in and they're walking out the door and they're so happy with it.
And just for the listeners that don't know, the Emcellature is a device that you sit on for, it's also for your incontinence, but also your sexual function as well, suitable for male and female. I agree. I mean, when they come back and say, I sneezed and I didn't dribble. I mean, that is, it's heartwarming, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it is life-changing for a lot of the patients.
Definitely it is.
Anya, what treatments are you thinking next? What's coming next? What's the big thing on the horizon?
The big thing, and for the last few years, PRP, which is like a platelet-rich plasma, which you remove via a blood sample, then you actually extract the blood cells, actually the plasma cells from that, and inject them back into your skin, and it kind of works like a stem cell, regenerating new tissue. So there's new studies now where, and you can just read about it briefly on social media, about you can actually extract the exosomes, these exosomes that we previously spoke about, that you can actually get them from your own blood. So in that case, we can inject them back in again. So that's an exciting new turnaround now that we're looking forward to. And then as well as that, progressing through all our new wellbeing modalities, and also adding on to them. For the future, I see a big maybe influx of maybe infrared light coming to work on different areas of the body. I mean, you'll see lots of people out at the minute keeping their well-being, losing their weight, ensuring that their faces are all, kind of like looking good, they're looking good. And then also that, if there are pains or aches or anything as well, in terms of like maybe they've pulled muscles, or even if they have like pre-arthritic conditions, that they can actually have treatments to help that as well.
Yeah, and I think you hit there on LED and red light. I mean, the power of light is really underestimated. And I mean, the more studies that are coming out, I mean, it's fantastic for aches and pains.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would agree. I think that is a way forward. I love red and near infrared light. I mean, blue is great as well for your bacteria and your and all the other different lights as well. But for me, the red and the near infrared is,
As long as it's not infrared,
Yes.
you know, as in the ultraviolet.
ultraviolet
yeah.
lights. Yeah, funny. No, absolutely not. That's sure. UVA is aging. Always think A, think aging, and B for burning. But near infrared is very powerful, and it's naked to the human eye. So yeah, and just to touch back on what you were saying about exosomes. So just to let the listeners know, exosomes we can't inject. Here, as we've talked about, but you can, as you say, inject your own back into the skin from the platelets. Yeah. Exosomes can come from various sources like plants, bovine, and synthetic. I mean, the best is definitely human, but it's illegal. There is countries like in America that you can do it, and the results are phenomenal. The good thing about exosomes, I think you'd agree that with stem cells, you can have reactions, whereas exosomes, from the research that I've read so far, they're not seeing the same reactions. But if you're injecting your own stem cells back, it's already yours.
Yeah.
So you're less likely to have an allergic reaction.
I think as well as that, you know, and you'll see this throughout all our clinics, that we really emphasise safety.
Yes.
So it's all about using products that are licensed for the country, that have lots of studies behind them, that have been seen to work, and really that's where we entrust you know, through the companies, as well as passing that on to our customers.
Yeah, and I think that is crucial.
Yeah, totally.
You know, because there's a lot of treatments that will come and go that are kind of quirky, but if they're not research backed, if they're not CE marked, if they're not safety approved, then I know they're not going to be in Youniques, and they're definitely not going to be in Elites. So yeah, safety is key.
Yeah, so you see all, you know, you see treatments that are out there, they're just a fad.
Yeah.
And I could go through a long list of those in the
Yes,
past.
I know.
But we wouldn't touch any of those.
I know.
Just
Yeah, and I think you're right. The fad treatments are it's difficult because when your patient comes in for your consultation, which is the crucial part of our first one-to-one with our patient, it's about demystifying all those fads. That they'll show you stuff that was online. Look at the skin. I'm going, that's edited. You know, can I get that jawline? Absolutely not. It's not a true jawline. So I think that time at the consultations where you develop that relationship and just say, look, this is not what we're about, but let's see the journey I can take you on.
Yeah.
So when we talked about safety and aesthetics, there's been a lot of changes on you. Any thoughts or where we're going and how we're moving forward with the safety and aesthetics?
Yeah, well, things are changing, especially in mainland UK. You know, they're starting. Well, actually, especially in Scotland,
Yes,
they've really moved ahead. So we think, you know, eventually when it reaches Northern Ireland, that all of our clinics will be licensed. So that means that we'll have to sit under a set of standards that they'll be checked every year by an authority and ensured that we are actually, you know, making sure that everybody's doing the right thing and that they are using the right products. So it keeps everybody safe. And that's what it's all about, public safety.
That's the crux of it, public safety. I'm welcoming the licensing.
Yeah.
You know, I think the NMC made a good announcement last week about the remote prescribing. I think they're about trying to protect the nurse's name, which I think a lot of people won't really understand that, but anybody really could have called themselves a nurse, but now they are protecting that title.
Absolutely, it's great news, and as I say, going forward, we just welcome more progression in that area, as well as that all our practitioners are able to achieve a qualification within their realm, which is traditionally been the case, but unfortunately with aesthetics, it's been that very slow. There's been like lots of one-day courses, and you know, I think people need to, you know, be properly trained. Even back to beauty therapists, skin therapists, we have qualifications for skin therapists, and our latest goal is to get more men in the industry.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
'cause they
training
love their
men?
skin too.
Yeah, are you training many men at the moment?
We are not many, but we're working on it, and we've made a call for any males who want to come forward to be skin therapists, that we would train them. And as I said, Paula's just recently achieved her assessor qualification, so she's working with the educational part of our business as well.
Brilliant, congratulations.
Oh, thank
Paula.
you.
Well done. That's a big achievement.
It is. It's something different, and it's a different angle as well. But I still like to do both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you like a bit of, we all like
Well,
a bit of
that's
both.
nice. I'm
Yeah.
the same. I like a bit of both.
Yes.
Well, it's great to hear that you're trying to get some more men involved.
Totally,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I've had a facial with a male therapist once and it was phenomenal. Absolutely. It was excellent. So I would highly recommend it.
I can understand that completely. And as I say, you do have healthcare practitioner males coming forward, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and they're carrying out injectables, and then they'll also carry out skin peels and treatments like that. But you've no actual skin therapists who are males, or very few, because I haven't seen them.
So we'll watch this space. You talked about your education there. I mean, I have done your level 7, fantastic qualification. It was just the support from, it was MAP IQ I did it with.
Yes,
the
MAP
support,
IQ.
what I got was phenomenal. I would highly recommend any aesthetic nurse to do it and do it ASAP.
Yeah, totally. It's great, because they'll have that level 7, so they'll have that qualification to say, do you know what, they might think they'll not need it, but if something happened or, they were called for fitness to practice for any particular reason, because as I say, we all sit under like a code of practice, then in that case, to say that they're qualified within that area is always a big, major plus. And I hope that will be required in the future as well.
Yeah, I would agree. And it is a fantastic course, and the support, if you're thinking about it, just do it, because it's it even refreshes your learning. I mean, I've attended lots of courses over the years, but it was great just to get that refresh and rethink, etc. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. And your favourite courses that you're doing, you've got microneedling.
Yeah, so we'll do up to level 6.
Up to level 6.
Yeah, so level will take anybody up from level 3 if they're non-medical or they're non-beauty therapist to level 4, 5 and 6, and then they'll be able to do a whole range of treatments and some light injectables like microneedling in the surface epidermal area.
Great.
So, and then as I said, they'll stick at level 6, and we'll see how the legislation goes.
Yes, watch this space.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, before we wrap up, we've already talked about your cover.
Yeah, yes.
Isn't it fabulous?
Absolutely amazing. Believe it or not, that was not glamorous on the day. That was a big cold room, freezing cold room. We had to stay on our bare feet, and I just wouldn't want to do modelling. Not that I would be able to, but I wouldn't like to do it full time.
It's a lot harder than it looks, isn't it?
It's so difficult. But those girls were all from diverse, personalities, and probably some of them hadn't met each other. And we got all together for the day. We had some dinner afterwards in the Culloden, and we actually went to one of the rooms in the Culloden to do some of the photo shoots, and that was really good fun. I think there's a few pillow fights, but anyway, they're all so lovely, and it was such fun.
Lovely. Well, I did see some of the behind the scene videos, and it looked the best of crack, as they say.
They've been with us for a number of years now, all of them, and they're just lovely girls, everyone in their own right, and just proud to have these girls empowering our business, and obviously just being the forebearers of carrying our name forward into the future as well.
Brilliant. Well, I'd just like to thank the two ladies from Younique for coming in today, acknowledging the fantastic achievement of 500,000 treatments. Anya, how many of them did you do? Another point. But listen, reach out to them. They're based in Newry, Belfast and the Culloden. Yeah. And you find them on Facebook, Instagram, and they have a fantastic website as well. So thank you, Anya.
Thank you.
And thanks, Paula, as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks for listening.
You're welcome.
The Aesthetic Podcast from Local Women Magazine. This podcast is brought to you by BTL Aesthetics Ireland, supporting clinics with aesthetic solutions.